All right, welcome back to part two of chapter two, lesson two. Bartolome Diaz is one of the explorers that we will be looking at. This was his route from 1487 to 1488. He was the first person from Portugal to sail around Africa, or the Cape of Good Hope, the cape that stuck out in Africa. That was their point. Um, to know that they needed to start heading east around Africa's tip. He actually named this Cape of Storms because of the different storms that happened around there when he was actually navigating through. Um, but it was later named Cape of Good Hope. Um, so he actually took multiple voyages. And in his last voyage, he actually died from storms and the weather on his last voyage. Moving on, Vasco da Gama. He was very big in trading spices. So this was the route that he took from Portugal. So he followed in Bartolome Diaz's footsteps around the Cape of Good Hope. And he was actually the first one to reach India. So he reached India, and this was in 1497 to 1499. So he was the first one to actually get to Asia and find the trade route. Um, Pedro Alvarez Cabral. So in 1500 and 1501, he sailed from here and explored some of South America, and then also went around the Cape of Good Hope. So he took two different routes. As you can see in this route, he first went straight down, and then once he knew the path, he went over. Oops. And then also he went this path. So both times he arrived in India to trade, as you can see here. And these are the two paths that he took back in 1500. And he was the first European to find Brazil. So Brazil, he was the first person to find that. So that's a big accomplishment for Pedro Alvarez Cabral. Ferdinand Magellan was the first voyager to circumnavigate the world or go around the whole world. So if you look here, this is the route that he took all the way around the world, circled around back this way, and then back up. So that was a major accomplishment back then, as you can imagine. Magellan was killed on his last expedition, but he is claimed to be the first explorer to circumnavigate the world. But he died on his journey around the world with his crew members. Amerigo Vespucci. He founded present day America, and actually, America is named after his name, Amerigo, America Vespucci. He was Italian, and he was from Portugal, but he was also Italian. So that's Amerigo Vespucci. Vasco de Balboa. He led an expedition through the jungles of Panama, which is in Central America, near Mexico, right under Mexico, and on the top of South America. He reached the Pacific Ocean and claimed the ocean and surrounding lands for Spain. Moving on, we have King Ferdinand and Queen Isabella of Spain.